Mr. President, you are no longer governor of Lagos State. You are now the president of Nigeria. Therefore, consider spending your holidays in different parts of the country. Let your next Salah, Easter, or Christmas holidays be spent in Yola, in Sokoto, Jos, Akure, Yanegua, Abakaleke, among others. The single most challenging test you face is ensuring the future of elections are credible and to reflect the will of the people. It is what you do and what people feel. Governance is about the feeling of the people, not you. We are so occupied about election, just like we're so occupied about power capture, that we refuse to deal with our issue. We have people who are dying because of a bags of rice, half bag of beans. People are dying. We've just lost several people. I was in IDP camp yesterday. I was in hospital yesterday, where we don't have basic things. I'm talking about 2027. That's not what I'm preoccupied with. I'm not preoccupied by what I said, the urgency of today. Let people put food on their table. Let there be medical care in our primary health care.
Okay, lastly, His Excellency.
That is not a country. We need to show more commitment to the future of our country. None of us is going to live here forever. So we must build a better society for our children. And to build it, some of us will take the risk. That's the part of what Dele and Co. also going through. And not just him, every person, even the oppositions at local government level, at state level, everywhere, are going through that. Our national debt has risen astronomically from approximately 15 trillion in 2015 to over 100 trillion today. This sharp increase has occurred within the last 18 months under the current administration. Ironically, these borrowings are largely allocated to non-generative programs and projects, leaving little to tangible development assets. Inflation remains an all-time high. Businesses are collapsing, and manufacturing companies are barely surviving, further contributing to already high unemployment rates. We hold periodic elections that are no longer genuine. Our electoral process are visibly flawed, lacking transparency and credibility. Although Nigeria is a democratic country, the electoral process falls far below acceptable standards, with the people's vote often not counted. Suggestions on the way forward. From all indication, Nigeria urgently needs selfless and exemplary leadership across the three arms and tiers of government. However, this much-needed exemplary leadership must begin from the top. Since the ultimate responsibility lies with the president, I will direct my attention to him. Mr. President, President-day Nigeria aligns closely with Dr. Martin Luther King's powerful words. We are now confronted with fierce urgency of now. This is no time for apathy or complacency. This is time for vigorous and positive actions. Because we all love Nigeria and desire its prosperity, I would like to suggest some actions I will have personally approached differently. It is time to confront our national problems boldly, decisively, with a sense of urgency, and I suggest as follows. Commence a visible and verifiable reduction in cost of governance to be able to allocate much needed resources to critical areas of development such as security, health, education, and poverty alleviation. Aggressively and visible attention should be given to combating corruption effectively. While addressing past corrupt practices, we must ensure proper investigations and recoveries are related to missing funds or their sources. The focus should be on eliminating current and future official malfeasance through increased transparency and accountability in public procurement and contract awards, as well as thorough monitoring of execution of projects to ensure that limited resources are efficiently utilized and applied productively. All future borrowings must be tied to regenerative investment and visible, productive assets that will benefit the nation. This will ensure both productivity and the ability to service and amortize such loans, rather than continue the current practice of accumulating massive debt with no tangible returns, which places undue strain on future development revenues. Mr. President, out of approximately 580 days you have been in office, it is reported that you have spent about 30% or around 180 days on more than 30 publicly recorded trips overseas. My appeal is that you dedicate 20% of 2025, roughly 72 days, to visit each of the 36 states for 2 days each. As a president, such visit will give you opportunity to better understand their economic and security situations across the country. Further, it is time you visit our national hospitals and health facilities. You may consider, for example, that your next medical examination be conducted in one of our national hospitals or regional federal medical centers, such as FMC in Sokoto, Birnin Kebbi, Calabar, Umuahia, Akure, among others. This will allow you to assess the state of healthcare facilities available to Nigerians. It will also help you to understand the condition of our hospitals and clinics, enabling you to make informed decisions on how to upgrade and make them efficient. Endeavor to travel by road to observe the conditions